Everybody. Welcome to What's the 411 with your girl, Miss Ellie. I am here. It is Monday, and it was such a beautiful day today, guys. I don't know if you got outside. If you didn't, I don't know what you were doing inside, but you need to realize that it was such a gorgeous day outside today. It just makes me feel nice because spring is here, summer is on the way, we're outside, things are just, they're looking up. You know what I mean, guys? Definitely looking up. So what's up? Welcome to What's the 411. Today is Monday, March 21st. I'm really looking forward to summer. Thinking about Caravana. Anyway, happy Monday, guys. Happy Monday. For those who are just tuning in, I know we just really got started. Of course, you know the show is brought to you by BBL TV, Black Business Live TV. I want to send a big shout out to Hidden Smirk Photo Booth and for Divine Beauty in the chat right now. We're about to get it on and pop in, of course. We're excited because we have the beautiful Shennae herself. There you are. Okay. I'm trying to add you. There's just so much things going
Couldn't
on.
find me, huh? I'm just hitting.
I'm not good with the app.
It's okay. It's
oh
okay.
my
I'm still a
gosh.
newbie to this thing too, so
How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
That's good. What have you been up to?
Oh my God. So much things. So much things. I was dibbling and dabbling in different things over the weekend. I was modeling on the weekend, which I've never done. So that was like a huge thing. Um,
Where? Was it at the band launch?
no,
No.
no,
I was gonna say, girl,
no.
send the pictures.
No, I'm still a baby. Don't do this. Don't do this. No, it wasn't a band. It was a fellow entrepreneur. She goes by Ellie on Instagram, and she's a fashion designer. And I met her at a pop-up that I was in for my business, and she messaged me on the side channel. I was like, "Oh, Shennae, have you modeled?" I'm like, "Girl, I don't do them things." She's like, "Would you try?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" Like,
Why not?
try new things, try new things. Trying to get,
So does she have a fashion line?
yeah, she does. So she has her own, and then she has like a vendor that she goes to. I don't want to say because I'm gonna mess it up. So
Okay.
I'm gonna mess it up. But it was pretty fun. The weekend was great. It was great. A lot of good things in
That's
store. Hopefully they get, my business more out there this year is a top thing since I was sleeping for some time. We'll get into that when we get into the interview. I don't want to
yep,
give away
yep,
too much
yep.
too early.
That's good though. That's good, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
man. Opportunities. So talk to us about For Divine Beauty. When did you get started? How did you come up with that name, first of all? I probably asked you this before, but I
Oh,
need to know your
yes, you did. So originally, when I had Divine Beauty, it was more a Jamaican spin, like divine, the as in
name.
the, and then divine as is like a branch that continues, right? But as you continue to look and do researches and you dig a little bit deeper, the vine is something that grows continually wild. So it's something that's continually growing. When it's good to have a business that is continually growing, where it can pass on to
Mm,
generations. So even when you myself pass on, it will still continue to flourish, right? And the vine is also symbolic of connection, eternity, and diversity. So being able to move things and expand in different directions is also good. So I did a little research, otherwise on my simple one in the beginning. So
okay. I like
yeah,
that though. I
right?
like that. I didn't know. Vines are continuously growing, and that's huge.
Okay,
That's a
because keep in
nice.
mind when you have a wall, right, and you have a
Mhm.
bush that is on that wall, it continues to grow unless you
Yeah,
cut it down, right? And some people like
that's
to
right.
have that wall that has a lot of greenery, a lot of vines. So same
Fine.
concept, yes. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, all right. And so you just decided you're going to name it For Divine Beauty Services. When did you actually start your business?
So I started in officially paperwork was October 2017.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, that's good. So you've been at it for a while,
I've
and then
been
tell
at
us
it for
about
a
like
while.
all the different products you have.
So originally when I started off doing butters and oils. So I have three standard butter. I have a skin healing butter, a no pain butter, and a scar butter. I name them to where the words say what it does, but it also
Mm,
can interrelate. Like I know based off experience, like the scar butter is not only for minor stretch marks. It can be work for people who have really bad eczema where their skin is super itchy. I know personally
mhm,
in this country, I've got sunburned twice, and that came to my rescue. um, yeah, even like the no pain butter, I play around with
mhm,
that a little bit more to where now I add menthol. Originally, I never had menthol in it, so now adding the menthol gives it that look of fire, that fire kick that you
mhm.
need. And the skin healing butter is basic, everyday butter. So from head to toe, you can use it just to moisturize, feel nice, smell good.
Okay, all
Hmm.
right. So butters, oils. For everybody that doesn't know, she was at our pop-up as well at the Dixie Outlet Mall,
Mm-hmm.
which was
Mm-hmm.
fabulous. That's where we got a chance to meet each other and, you know,
Pop off.
reason and stuff. You right?
Pop
It
off.
was a good
Yep,
time. It's a good
yo,
time.
yo.
But you had a lot of different things. You had the
I had
incense.
yes.
You had like, talk to us about all the
So
different things you have, girl.
so the oils now are I kind of like my oils because they're authentic. Like if it has Jamaica in front of it, it's coming straight from home. I don't make that at all. So my castor oil, my pumpkin seed oil, my coconut oil comes straight from Jamaica. The body oils I make from scratch. The oil blends I use for my like I make that from scratch. I started dabbling into incense. That's also very new. Doing body scrubs are new. My facial mask was with my original lineup as well. I just started adding on as I kind of rebranded, right? Because I had a time where I had to shut it down by force and then start back up again. So just to give like a little brief behind Divine Beauty. So it started actually from a love for track because I'm a track runner, right? And it as I got older in the sport, I got into like a spiritual journey where I wanted to do things more naturally and achieve certain things. So I went back home in 2017. I was at one of the training camps back home. I was at NVP where Elaine Thompson, those people trained. And I kind of had an awakening at that time. During my visit, I was staying with my mom, and my sister has really bad eczema. And that's how it got started. She had eczema from her head, and it will come down into her face. My sister was permed at the time, so I reverted her back to being natural, where I was doing all these different methods, coming up with these different recipes, and my mom goes, "Hey, you kind of have your grandmother's trait with that," and I'm like, "Okay." So then I would make little concoctions, and while I was still training, I would go to like markets, like Market on the Lawn at Devon House. That's a really big one back home. And this Rasta guy came to me, and he was like, "Sistrin, like how you go on, me like how you flex, but me need you to sell your own things them like me love see young people do them thing." And that's pretty much how it started. So after
Wow.
my time at NVP was over, I moved back to Canada. And I was still training then, and I got my background in aromatherapy. I got my background in how to make butters a particular way, and then I tweak it to where the consistency is how I like it. While I was doing that, I was still working. I work at Chloe as a beauty advisor, and later on, I worked at FedEx. But then in 2020, I had a abrupt end where I was a pedestrian that was hit by a car. So I had to shut everything down. No products, no nothing. Whatever I had left in inventory, I would sell that. But in terms of making stuff, I wouldn't. So with that accident now, it forced me to rebrand my business. So I stand behind my product. I have always used my products, but now as an accident recover person, I'm like, okay, does this no pain butter works for this? Now let's see if it works. I'm there testing it. I'm there being my own dummy, stuff like that. And me rebranding, I had help, of course. Um, but my new face is my grandmother. So a lot of people thought it was me that was the face of my brand. It's my grandmother, which her gene is very strong because I do have some resemblance. Okay. And so does my mother. So her gene is very strong. So because of the spiritual aspect and with everything happening, I took a spiritual turn of my line. Not saying it wasn't spiritual before, but when you're doing products that are intentionally based with like helping people heal traditionally, you want to see an older person on the face because like Uncle Ben's,
Yeah,
it's trusted when you see an older person on the stamp. So like let me make my
true.
grandmother the face of this thing because it seemed reasonable, and a lot of us, my stuff, my mom would say, oh, my mother used to do this too. So I'm like, you know what, let me go with that. So that's the little background behind how I revamped everything.
Wow. Talk to us about the accident a bit, though. You just kind of threw it in there and slipped over it, and, just like it was just, nothing, but like, talk about how serious it was.
um so I got hit by a car in front of my dad's apartment building in Malton. And I was about to enter on a bus and I never made it to the bus. The car hit me before I got onto the bus. So um, it's 2 years and some change now. I've only saw that video maybe a month and a half ago. And it wasn't as hard to watch as I thought it would be because obviously I don't remember anything. I blocked out and everything. So me watching that video, I was like, oh, because like my dad told me, because my dad saw the video from his building, but when he told me, it just wasn't sitting right. And I'm like, this don't make no sense. So when I saw it, I'm like, okay, because I had so many questions like, how did I not hear the car coming? Like, I'm always like
Mm,
attentive. How did this happen? Like, why am I in this situation right now? Like, but
yeah.
the bright side of the accident is that I was able to be quiet. Your girl Shennae likes to be up and down the place. I was a semi-professional athlete. I had 2 jobs. I was dating a guy at a time. Like this was me.
Yeah.
So the accident allowed me to shut down, focus on what was
Mm,
important, which was me, which is very hard because I've always been a giver. And when it was time for me to love me, it became difficult. So when my mom had to fly in from Jamaica to take care of me, that's when stuff got real. Because how is a 30-some-year-old woman having their mother fresh out of retirement taking care of this grown woman, what was the critical
what-
moment
yeah.
when the accident happened? Was that oh yeah, it pivoted everything. It changed my outlook on life. Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't look at life the same way anymore ever since that happened. So that's why I
Yeah.
had to pivot my business to reflect how I was feeling, because I had to rely on stuff that my grandma did to my mother a while back that I didn't even know of until my mom brought it up. Like, and even because I had my background in aromatherapy now, when I'm not in so much pain, I'll be like, I will write a mommy, make sure that you fill the tub, you put this amount of scoop of dead sea salt in the water, put drops of this in here, and make sure I stay in there for exactly 30 minutes. Don't come out before 30, come out exactly. Because if I didn't soak, I wouldn't be where I am now. And because my background in sports, I know how important recovery is. So when I do these
Yeah.
shows, for example, I had a show on yesterday. Today is my rest day. Tomorrow is my rest day. Wednesday is when I
Mm,
officially start, packing stuff, rearranging, preparing for another event. So planning ahead has always been my thing, but now it's really critical, especially when it comes to like your energy. How much energy are you exerting to people and exerting to yourself? Because it takes a lot to travel. I don't, well, I was driving my dad's car, but I don't own my own car, so I don't drive. So it's either I'm Ubering or I'm taking transit to a point and then Ubering home. So that is everything matters.
a lot.
Everything
Yeah.
matters. If I want to go excite myself, go out. I gotta know when I come home. I gotta take 2 extra strength Tylenol, go to bed, get up, soak, rub down with my no pain butter, use my massage gun, whatever it takes, just to make sure that I'm able to survive, right? Because the
Mm,
important thing is knowing what to do is fine, but you gotta make sure that you're consistent what you're doing. I can't be behind my brand and then I don't do what I'm supposed to do. that means that I'm not true to what I'm doing, right? And I like to be on point. Everything has to be specific, you know? And when people ask me questions at pop-ups, I want to be able to answer them. For example, I was at a pop-up yesterday and a lady, she had sunburn, and I knew exactly how that felt because only in Canada, Shennae, who's a Jamaican, got burned in Canada twice. And I go to Jamaica and get no burn. Make this make sense, right? And it was just trial and error. I took a scar bud and I rubbed it on my shoulder and I realized the burning stopped, right? So I had to keep
Mm,
on using it till the burning completely stopped. And that's what I
yeah.
told her. If I didn't experience that myself, I wouldn't be able to say, okay, try this. And she was like, you know, I feel so much better now. I saw her in the event walking up and down, taking pictures. I'm like, she don't burn again. She fine. Um, so that's just it.
Good.
So I am my own dummy, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. You got to know things work, right? And that's the best way is that word of mouth. And when you are your own, you're doing it for yourself, you're experimenting your own products,
Ooh,
you know it's really good.
I had no choice, Ellie. As I tell people, I did not think that I would be a full-time entrepreneur. I've always had the cushion of having a job or jobs. I did not think I would be here in my little mini office. My living room has turned my office and my production line, and I'm, you know, taking my time doing this, making notes. When I'm tired, I have to rest. And that's something I had to learn. Sorry, because I'm always on the go. When my body tells me, Shennae, sit down, I have to sit down.
Yeah.
If I don't sit down, I am forced to sit down, and that's the worst part. You don't want that.
Mm. I like how you're talking about forcing yourself to get a balance, though, because sometimes we're there, we may know that we need a balance, but it's hard to actually implement a balance, especially for entrepreneurs. We want to just keep going and going and going and going and getting as much done as we possibly can, and which leads to burnout, right?
Yeah, but it's also hard. A little bit easier for me because I know I have physical limitations. And
Mm,
if I ignore it, it will embarrass me on the road. And I don't want that. I've done
mm,
times where I test my own body and try to do
yeah.
things back to back to back, and I'll be out of service for 4 days. And that's what all the
Wow.
recovery process entails. So yeah, when it comes to listening, I actually listen now because the body's as tough as the owner. So I gotta get it together. I gotta get it together.
I like that one. The body is as tough as the owner.
Literally. Stubborn.
Like that,
Stubborn.
like that. Mm. So tell us, what's your definition of beauty?
You know, that was a very hard question to answer. It was very hard. Okay, so beauty when growing up was more like what you look like, you know, how do you see yourself internally and externally? How do people see you? How do people project you? Me coming from a sports background, from an athlete point of view, beauty is fine within that crowd because everybody look the same. I have no problem walking up with sports bra and tights and panty and just modeling. But in the real world, you have people with different body types, and beauty is different depending on that body type. So I might not be beautiful to Jill, but I'm a beautiful Jennifer. It just depends on
Yeah.
the angle that you take it. And it really is a tough question well on the move because it did rough.
I
But
didn't like, I'm just, guys don't, I
but
have to know. I have to know. That's why I ask the questions. You know
true,
what I mean?
true. But because I've worked in the beauty industry for over like 7 years, that's a different level of beauty. You know, you are what you
Yeah.
sell. So if I pull up to Chloe with one cornrow here, a mohawk sticking here, and something well off here, no one's gonna ask me for beauty advice because I don't even look like I need to be at work. I need to be in a madhouse facility. You know what I mean? It's about the
Yeah.
look. It's about how you
Mhm.
speak. It's about how you treat people. But it also depends on the angle of the person as well. Some people will be able to say beauty is something outward. I think it's something inward that comes outside. So if I don't take care of my body internally, then it shows up externally, right? And trust me, genes don't help. And please don't say black don't crack, because some of them do, okay? You have to take care of yourself in order others. And that's another form of beauty as well. You have to take care of yourself. That's a form of beauty, right? You have to love yourself in order for that beauty to show. If you love yourself, the beauty shows. You start to glow, right? So I think that's my definition of beauty. I know you were choking because I said black crack. It does. Okay? Let me fix my glasses on that one.
I know.
It does.
It doesn't happen often, but when it does happen, I mean, it does, right? It does. It does. So talk to us about the entrepreneurial journey, because you've been at this since 2017. You're talking about you had to transform your living room into a mini office now. Just talk to us about some of the different things that you've encountered as an entrepreneur along the way.
This will make my head hurt. All right. It was not an easy road. I'll give it that. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I remember going to, I think, one of my very earliest shows, like fresh out the gate. And it's like I was there, the setup was great, and it's like I was like, very bubbly and stuff like that. And I remember two ladies came to me and they just stared at my table. They just watched me correspond with the client, the customers, talk to them, showing them product, the samples, having them rub it, everything. And they waited till I was finished. They were like, "Hey, how you doing? My name is so and so," like in a little introduction. And she was like, So is your shea butter, where's your shea butter from? And they were just attacking me with questions back to back. I didn't have a chance to answer. And I was like, I'm sorry, but this is not for brownie point. Like, this is actual business. I source my product and make sure I don't get anything that is not sourced from a particular place. So if you're concerned about the authenticity of my brand, everything is authentic. I make sure I do my research, get everything down to the cause, everything. So, I mean, is there anything I can help you with? Like, just stuff like that. I was so upset. I wanted to be Jamaican so bad. I just want to just like go off, but I'm like, no, can't do it. But as I transformed, like that was probably like going into year one, or actually no, fresh out the gate. As the first year passed, it got a little bit better. I found when I was coming out as an entrepreneur at the time, I found people were very selfish. They're not in a sharing thing. It was always a competition. So if I work with shea butter, another person work with shea butter, they're like nose up. They're watching you certain ways, like an intimidation type of thing. But as I got into like year 2, into year 3, I found out the wave was a little bit different. People were more happy. They were more bubbly. I'll have conversations. Sometimes they're like, "Oh, have you tried to get this from here?" Like information was being shared. Like the dynamic of it was different. I feel now in 2021, 22, with everybody coming up being an entrepreneur, it became easier because there's so much resources available. People were being more open. People were seeing themselves as, you're just another person, not as a competition. I think when I said that everything was a competition, and now it kind of evolved to where everybody have to eat, everybody have to make money type of thing. It wasn't, I do shea butter products, you do shea butter. Everybody does shea butter differently. I don't whip my shea butter, right? But I respect a person who does, and I've tried people who butter is whipped, and it's amazing. It's just that my type of thing does not require it whipped. So don't get me wrong, I experimented with it, but it just wasn't it for me, right? But I think that's how, the journey was. It was rough in the beginning, but I think it became smooth, and then COVID came and my accident came and knocked it out the water, and then COVID came and just ended off, right? Because I make my money off shows. I do pop-ups. Like, I like talking to people on a regular basis. Don't get it wrong, guys. I am shy as heck, okay? Ellie laughed at me.
She's lying. She is
Ellie
not
lies.
shy,
Ellie
okay?
lies.
She was all over the... I'm just joking.
When it comes to my business, I can speak about my business. But when it comes to me as a person, I won't talk, right? But
I don't believe it.
But yeah, COVID definitely did a COVID definitely did a change to
Mm-hmm.
my business, because not only I'm recovering, when I did come out of that mini recovery, I could do stuff. Everywhere's closed, so there was no pop-ups,
Yeah.
and pop-up is how I make my money. So no pop-ups, no shows, equal. And then, you know, a lot of people I know that were entrepreneurs that got grants, some of them couldn't get grants. It was all the tussling. It was just rough. So let's see
It
what
ended
summer
up being a
holds.
lot. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For
Mm-hmm.
sure. Um, so talk about your inspiration. What inspires you, girl?
Ooh, you know, you see that. Well, you know, I've always admired my grandmother. That's why she's the face of my brand.
Yeah. Mhm.
My mom grew me, yes, but my grandmother was very close. Like I was her first grandbaby, so you know what that means, right? Everything goes
Yeah.
towards me. But
Yeah.
lately, I'm slowly just seeing myself as a motivation, because sometimes I don't give myself credit a lot of times. And the things that I had to deal with silently for 2 years was not easy. Coming to shows and being all perky, but when you go home, you're like, oh my goodness, what am I doing? And sometimes you have to
Yeah.
snap yourself out of it, right? But I also had help. Like I had other entrepreneurs that reach out to me, that would call me, hit me up. I even when we had that show with you, I ended up bucking into Sassy Pin and Sassy Bin, and we've been like bench and batty ever since, you know?
Sassy is the bomb. I think I seen her in here. Sassy, if you're still in here,
She's still in
what's
here.
up, girl?
She's still in here.
She is just that. I met her at a pop up too. I met her at a pop up, and I swear she was good vibes,
Yeah, she
vibes the
pushed me
whole
out of
time.
my element. Like I never
Yeah,
would have thought that I would, you
she's the
know.
Brucko queen.
I love her for that. I love yes, girl, we're talking about you. Your ears are ringing. But
She
yeah.
anybody that goes and you hang out with Sassy, you're gonna get Brucko by the end of the day or by the end of that weekend. You're not the same person again.
Oh no, no, no.
No
She
way.
she brought it back out. It was there, but you know, it just
Yeah,
surfaced. But yeah,
she frees it up.
yeah, but having other people in the industry, it doesn't matter if it's in the same streamline as you, it helps you, because
Yeah,
sometimes you just need like that little entrepreneur group that be like, yo, we're going here. You want to share a table? Or you know, the little things that people are actually thinking about. You know, I'd be
yeah,
like, yo, I'm going to here. Do you think it's something you might like? And it just becomes a thing. So
yeah.
being in a network of entrepreneurs does help with the inspiration too. So not just a family or myself, other people will influence you, because I've the opportunities I've had and the people have just seen me and it's like, oh, I just want to help you. It's overwhelming, but I'm
Yeah.
grateful. So
hmm And I like how you say that you are your own inspiration. I feel like more and more we need to become our own inspiration. You're out here, you're doing the thing. After everything that you've endured, you're still out here and making it work, you know? So you are an inspiration to yourself, definitely. 100%. Have to be. Go girl, do your thing.
don't do that, you baby. You gonna make me blush. Don't do it, don't do it.
Oh my gosh. No, it's true though. It's true. So okay, you're into the pop-up thing.
Mhm.
Tell us what is going on. What pop-ups are happening? Where can we see you?
Okay, so let's scroll now. So personally, I do workshops, or I'm getting into doing workshops. Hey, sister. Hey,
Okay.
boo. So lately I've teamed up with a massage therapist at a clinic in Brampton. That we
Mhm.
do services where, if you have insurance, you get discounted rates off your massage. If you have insurance coverage, and then my yoni steam would be an add-on. So that's a service that I provide now, which is yoni steaming. So we have
Okay.
that's going on. Also on the 27th of March, I will be in Scarborough at the local business market, and it runs from 2 to 8. Yes, 2 to 8. It's at HQ Bar and Lounge, which is 1139 Morningside Avenue.
What's the name of it?
HQ Bar and Lounge is the name of the restaurant, but the
Okay.
actual event is called Local Business Market.
1139 Morningside, you said?
1139 Morningside Avenue. Yeah.
Okay. March 27th, guys. So make sure You guys hit it up. I'm sure there will be other fabulous vendors
Oh
as
yes.
well.
Oh yes.
It's for to find. So it's going to be a great time. So March 27th, that's coming up. That's this
That's
weekend. That's
Sunday.
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 Yeah. This month has gone by so
Like,
fast. It's
achoo,
already
and it's gone.
like
Like,
done.
what is this? I feel like I just blinked
Holy.
and it was March, and I'm blinking again. And I'm seeing April.
Like at the beginning of the show, didn't you hear me say August?
Oh yeah,
Like where is my mind
I
right
was
now?
choking on. I was.
Like
This
like
girl said
what like
August.
what like I don't know, but August must have some good vibes. I'm hoping that August has something great for me. Like
Smelling sun and outdoor festivities. That's all I'm smelling for August.
right? Fair festivals.
Mhm.
Okay, so tell us, the 27th, we can see you there at Morningside Avenue, 1139. But tell us how we can stay in touch with you. If we wanted to order your products, how do we do it?
So for our website, it's Sassy says, "Don't rush the summer, please." Oh, trust me, we don't. I wouldn't mind the sun coming out right now and just bless us
Like,
all the way till whenever it finish.
you know what I
Um,
mean? November, December, even. Like,
December preferably, because
geez,
yes. So for my website, it's
great.
divinebeauty.ca. I also have a link in my bio that will take you straight to my website.
Okay.
Um, you can also DM me too if you want to purchase something. I can always email you an invoice, whatever the case may be. Um, you can order online and do pickup if you're in Brampton or in the GTA. Also, a lot of my clients are in Scarborough for a lot of good reasons, and I feel like if you need to order products and you want to pick up on Sunday, you can order online and pick up at the event on Sunday. Say the shipping cost. So, just want to throw that out there.
Okay. All right. So you guys heard that. You want to check it out if you are going to be in Scarborough on Sunday. Make sure that you guys are at 1139 Morningside Avenue between 2 and 8 p.m. You can check her out. If you want to order something now, order it so that she has it there ready, bagged up,
Package nice.
for
Yep.
you, right? So that you're good to go. You're good to go. Oh my gosh. So let me know. I want to know if you have like a quote or a motivational something
Oh,
that you could
I
leave with
found
us.
something. I found something. So I'm gonna read. I know society says you should be a certain way, but I think you should stop and look at what is your natural way of being who you are. And that's by Ori Hore. Don't confine to what society say. Go with what you want and just kind of run with it. If you don't like it, bite it.
So important for us to remember, man. In life, we have to just be ourselves.
Yeah,
It's important
everybody
to
is
be ourselves.
unique, so just be yourself. It doesn't make sense being with the it crowded and you're lost in the sauce. We don't want that.
You know what I mean? Do not get lost in the sauce, guys. Do not. All right. So what else do you have coming up? Do you have any like special products that you're working on right now? Anything? Give us some juice, girl.
Juice. The only
Yes.
juice I have is that I have my first store placement in Burlington, and it has only specific products that I have. So I have like wellness kit that is only exclusive to that location. It's not sold at any pop-ups. So if you would like like a scar wellness kit, a pain wellness kit, and a moisturizing kit, Burlington, you gotta get it from Burlington. As well as we have body scrubs there. My three main butters are there as well, and also my oils. So Jamaican castor oil, pumpkin seed oil, and coconut oils are there, as well as my body oil.
Okay. So what would we find in the wellness kit? Like if I wanted a pain wellness kit, like what
So
would I
the
get?
pain and wellness kit, it comes with a peppermint body wash. It comes with a sapu, which is a African bath that's very stretching, very exfoliating. You also get the no pain butter, and you get a bath salt in there, like a sample, like an 8 ounce bath salt in there. So what you would do is that you soak in your tub with the bath salt, put a little salt in there, sit in there, and when you get out, you rub yourself with the pain butter. And if you want, which is just an add-on. I add a body wash in there with the rags. You just soap up, lather up, however, and you can use the body butter afterwards. So my wellness kits are based off my main butters: the skin healing butter, the scar butter, and the peanut butter.
Okay. Do you also offer like consultations? Like,
Yes,
let's say
I
somebody
do.
has.
Yes, so most of my clients they like to customize, and I'm a customizer. I like to make sure that every person has their own uniqueness. I don't want you to feel like you're coming out of a factory. So, because I do consultation for aromatherapy, as well as when I do yoni steams, I do consult with the woman first before I do the steam. So when they do come for their session, it's just me and them, or them alone, and it's just time with them or by themselves. So it's very private and intimate.
Okay. Yeah, because we didn't really talk about the yoni steams, and I
No.
see so much online about those yoni steams. Like, there's
Whew.
just so much.
I can get into that real quick. So yoni steam
Yes.
is where you have a pot of, like, not boiling, but a pot of water, steam water, and you have particular herbs based on what you're dealing with that will be poured into the water, and you're squatting, not literally squatting, but you're sitting on a stool that has a hole in the middle, and you're sitting on there for like 30 minutes. So depending on the woman's condition, the steaming could range from 10 minutes up to 30 minutes maximum. So if you're suffering with if you have an IUD, it's a form of contraception, most yoni steam practitioners do not do yoni steaming, but I do, but I just lock it off at 10 minutes. For me, yoni steam is not just about having a tight pom pom. Okay, it's more the spiritual aspect, which is like, yes, I had to say it, because that's when I say I do yoni steam, it's like, oh, would it make it tighter? And I'm like, it depends on how loose you've been. So if you're too loose, then we're going to recommend something else for you that will help, but it won't be the solution to the problem, right? So my intention is mostly for rejuvenation. If you're having heavy cycles, if you want to have children, or if you're having fertility issues, if you've had a past relationship that it's lingering and you want to get that spirit out of you, in a sense, you can steam that out. So that's the different type of stuff I
Hold
offer.
on. You just need to bring that one right back.
Okay. Can I be real?
Kind of just like, if you've had a relationship and you want to get that.
I wish not be stush.
Go deeper, please.
Okay, all right.
Go deeper.
So, let's say you and a man is wanna go together, right? And wanna mash up, and you're devastated. You're like, oh my god, I'm tired. Right? But for me, I am very sensitive. I can still smell your aura around me. I am going to yoni steam that out because you've been having sex. So he's still technically in you there, and you want to get him out of you. So I design herbs for you to steam him out of your good. Yes.
Okay. All right, ladies. You heard it here first, okay? So not only can you get all buttered up, oiled up, no scars, no pain, but you can also hook up the yoni. You know what I'm saying?
Sort out your good. Sort it out proper. Yes.
Okay, guys. All right. Okay, so then if you need a yoni steam, you would obviously do a consultation for that, because you need, oh my gosh, I said one emote, literally.
Fire, literally. But yeah, so what I do for that is I have a link in my bio that a person will sign up, and then I personally send them an intake form just to get a little information about them. So if I have to make one from scratch, I will. Or if I have pre-blend that is suited for the situation, I would use the pre-blend. And the blends are only at Burlington. I literally just started putting it out in a show on the weekend because I was so scared to put it out, because I've always wanted women to have like that experience. I don't want to just put out a yoni steam blend just because. I want to make sure that when I'm doing it, it's intentional. It tells you exactly what it is, and the names are funny too. So just brace yourself. Just brace yourself.
Give us like one name. Give us one.
This one was my mother. Okay, because I made yoni steam blend for her. And this is what she always said, me all but me not cool. So that is the pre-menopause menopause blend. So that's just to give you one. You definitely don't want to know what the fertility blend one is called. Come breed me.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Straightforward, right?
All right, guys. What was I gonna say? I just had a question. I just lost my train of thought. What was I gonna ask? Oh, yes, because there's so much yoni steams online. Like you see them all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, how does one know? Like, if somebody were to go and buy a yoni steam that they've seen advertised on, Instagram, for example, how do we know like
Talk
it's
to the
right?
person. If you can't talk to the person, don't buy it. Do not buy Yoni Steam blend off of Amazon. Do not do it
Like I
unless that person that you know has a shop through Amazon. Fine, but yes, you will see it all about the place. You don't want that. You want to make sure that you're talking to a practitioner that can do it. For example, we have Her Garden XOXO. She's also a Unisteam facilitator or practitioner. Talk to a person who knows about it so they can guide you. Don't just buy something because everybody's doing it and you want to whatever the case is. Don't do that. Consult with someone.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. All right, ladies, you heard it. So make sure that you guys are taking that information, edify yourselves with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So do you have any shout outs? Anybody you want to shout out?
Oh my gosh! Shout out to all my people in the chat. I'm not gonna call out no names right now, but all the people I'm out here supporting. Yes, Her Garden. I'm gonna call you out because we know the things then. So yes, all my little supporters in there, all those that are watching, big up yourself, big up my family, my friends, and whoever I didn't call.
Yes, girl. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for coming on, for joining me, and
thank you for doing this, girl. I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my god, I have an interview. Lord, what am I gonna do?
Please. I'm gonna try to come down on Sunday. I'll see if I'm in the west. If I'm in the east, I'll come down for sure.
It's a good vibe. Like it's my second time doing it with Jamal, and it's a great he's a great event organizer. Like he really is, and that's why I make sure I stick with him, as well as all the people who support me within the GTA are from Scarborough. So gotta make sure I support those who support me and make sure I make myself available.
100%. I hear that. All right, guys. So Sunday, if you're not doing anything, and even if you are, make sure that you guys head over to Local Business Market at 1139 Morningside Avenue, HQ Bar and Lounge. All right. We will be there. All right. So we'll see you guys then. All right, girl. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I will see you soon. Okay.
All right.
Take care. All right, girl.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. All right, guys. So yes, great interview, right, Sassy? Oh my gosh, always a good vibe with this girl, man. She's all just bare good vibes. So I just want to thank you guys so much for joining today. Of course, make sure that you're heading on to for Divine Beauty Services on her Instagram. Check out her different products. She's got some great stuff. When we were at the pop-up, we did do some giveaways, and we've just gotten great reviews from her products. So make sure that you guys check them out. She's a great person as well. She's somebody that you definitely want to connect with, you want to consult with, you want to do business with. So you definitely want to check her out. All right, guys. I will see you same time, same place next week. Yeah, have yourselves a good night. Okay? All right, guys.